Hello and welcome back to my channel. I know things look a little weird, but I will explain. Before we begin with today's video, I'd love to welcome everyone who has recently subscribed to my channel. Welcome, my name is Nadia and I am a licensed esthetician who loves to test and review skincare products. Today, however, we are playing with makeup. Before we begin with today's video, I'd love to invite you all to subscribe to my channel if you haven't. Please be sure to follow me on all of my other social media platforms. I will link those down below for you. To see how I created this look, please keep on watching. Hello and welcome. Today we are playing with a couple of new products, one of which you have seen me use here on my channel before, and it is the Ilia Liquid Powder Chromatic Eye Tint. This is in the shade Sheen, and I also have the Kosas 10-second eyeshadow in the shade Copper Halo, which is a very interesting formula. And she looks like this. The Ilia shade here retails for $28 for 0.12 ounces, and the color Sheen is described as a copper bronze. This is a clean, high pigment, water-based eyeshadow that transforms into a weightless wash of metallic, creaseless, budge-proof color. And the Kosas 10-second eyeshadow here retails for $28 as well, and the shade Copper Halo is described as a warm coppery rose gold. This is a clean, water-based, fast-drying, crease-resistant formula for a buildable, high-impact color that stays on all day. I am going to start off with my base and then we will work on the eyes. Now, I know that these colors aren't the exact same, but I am going to be wearing one on one eye and one on the other, and then at the end of the day I will give you a check-in. The strangest thing is that, of course, on the day that I thought that I wasn't going to be going anywhere, I am going to be going somewhere. Granted, it's just like the wood store. Ruben wants me to go for some reason, so I'm going because I'm gonna just wear some clear glasses and hopefully people will not be able to tell that I'm wearing two different eyeshadows. I am going to do everything the exact same for both eyes, but let's start on the complexion. I am going to be wearing the Exa Beauty High Fidelity Semi-Satin Foundation. I am in the shade 300 Michelle. I am going to work this over the skin with my ColourPop Beauty Sponge. If you can see my problem skin as well, I am experiencing a little hormonal breakout, which I treated today with a little bit of a masking session, and I did do some extractions. So if you can see the redness and inflammation, that is very normal post extractions. So let's start off with foundation. I am going to be using both the Ilia and the Kosas concealers. For concealer, I'm going to be using the Ilia True Skin Serum Concealer first. I am on the shade SC3 Kava, and I'm going to be placing this over the lids. Because my dark under eye circles are a little bit more pronounced, I am also going to be using the Kosas Revealer Concealer. I am in the shade 05, and I'm just going to be placing that directly underneath the eye for a brightening effect. I am going to be setting the concealer with the Hourglass Veil Translucent Setting Powder, and I'm going to be using my trusty e.l.f. blush brush. For brows, I am going to be using the, definitely see the difference that adding the Kosas Revealer Concealer did to the under eye. It definitely brightened it quite a bit. Before I go and do my brows, I want to work on the brow bone. I am going to be mixing these shades here. So I'm gonna dip into New Moon from the Aether Beauty Summer Solstice palette with the Pixie Rock shade here from the Aether Beauty Joshua Tree Desert Matte palette. So I'm going to be mixing those. So this is what the mixture looks like on the Sigma Tapered Blending E40 brush here. And I'm going to apply that to the brow bone from the inner corner to the outer corner. And I am applying the lightest bit of pressure when working both of these shades on to the brow bone. So now that I have applied the brow bone shade, I am going to do my brows. Be right back. Before I begin with the eye look, I am going to work on the rest of the complexion. I'm gonna go in with the Ilia Nightlight Bronzing Powder in the shade Novelty. This is what the shade looks like. This has been my go-to recently. Can't deny that. And I love using it with the Sigma Large Angled Contour Brush. This is the F40 brush. I will link my Kosas versus Ilia Bronzer Showdown video up above for you all in case you would like to see how both of these bronzers look on my complexion. I feel like when I film these, my thoughts seem to change after either doing the video or working more with the product. Maybe I should update the bottom bar on all of the uploads since I've done a number of them. I think I did the mascara showdown as well, so we'll also link that up above. I feel like after a while, when you kind of figure out what works and what doesn't work for each product, your opinion is definitely bound to change. For blush, I'm gonna go dip into the Tower 28 Beach Please in Magic Hour. So we're playing with both clean beauty and just regular beauty today. For highlighter, I'm going to be using the Ilia Daylight Highlighting Powder in the shade Decades. I'm going to be using the Morphe R36 brush. For lips, I'm going to be using the Tower 28 Shine On Lip Jelly in Cashew, which is a favorite. All right, and now we can use the eyeshadows. I'm gonna start with what I know, which is the Ilia Liquid Powder Chromatic Eye Tint in Sheen. I'm definitely more comfortable with this formula because I've used it before and I have also uploaded a video where I used it. Let's actually start by swatching the shade here. So I have the Ilia. And then we have the Kosas. So very different shades that I'm going to be walking around town with. I'm just going to apply the bronzer here along the crease socket of the eye on both eyes. Just do a light sweep of this. And then if we need to build up, I will add it. And I'm working the shade into the crease or the socket area of the eye in windshield wiper motions. There is definitely a little bit more pressure that I am applying to the brush here. I'm going to start with what I know, which is the Ilia Liquid Powder Chromatic Eye Tint. I have used this formula before. You've seen me use it on the eye, not only here on my YouTube channel, but also on the Instagram. So I like to just apply a line here. And then from then on, I will take my ring finger and kind of tap the product all over the lid. And then tap off some excess. And then work the rest up to kind of like the crease area. And That's it. Like I am obsessed with this shade. You don't have to work really quickly with this particular formula. I feel like this formula allows you some time to like apply it over the lid, go on to the next one, maybe let it sit for 10, 15, 20 seconds, and then you can go in and work it out. Very curious as to how the Kosas one will work out because I haven't used that at all. So this is kind of like a first impressions here. I just noticed that it has the Kosas logo here, which is really nice touch. Very similar packaging. The Ilia unit has a 6-month shelf life and the Kosas unit has an 18-month shelf life. So I don't know if that is going to maybe sway your opinion on which one to pick up, but it is definitely something you should know. You do get almost twice the amount of product in the Kosas product. So, moment of truth here. This is how much I've taken on the brush here. I'm gonna do the same. I'm gonna apply the stripe or the line here and then just kind of try to work it out. So tap, tap, tap. Oh, I don't think I like this. And then work the rest out. I don't know. It's a pretty color. There's some glitter that I notice. I just don't know if it's my favorite. I'm gonna clean this up a little bit. Okay, so I am going to apply some of the bronzer here on the lower lash line. And I'm gonna apply some highlighter here to the inner corners of the eye. This is still the Ilia. So this is what the eyes look like. Let me know what you guys think in the bottom bar down below. I'm very curious to see how this translates on camera, just because I can definitely see the different shades that are happening in the eye. But I don't know if the glitter here along the Kosas side really translates because it is quite glittery. Let me see, what if I apply a little bit more? Okay, so this is what we have going on so far. Looking at myself in the viewfinder, I am really enjoying the drama that this shade brings. This shade just gives me everyday vibes. So far, I love how easy and effortlessly it is to use the Ilia product. The Kosas, I mean, we'll find out. When I unboxed this, I was a little like, is this expired or what? But I do have to see how they do at the end of the day. I will insert my final update for you right here. So of course I am back with my final check-in at midnight on, I guess, Wednesday morning, and I totally forgot to turn on my mic. But watch me discuss the performance of these liquid eyeshadows. Here I am just staring into my Ilia mirror and looking at both shadows. Look at the beauty that is the Ilia shade. And then we have the Kosas side. So I am going to zoom you in. And wow. So the Ilia side is perfectly intact, whereas the Kosas side, you can see how patchy it turned out. Towards the end of the day, there's some creasing, some of the shadow has just disappeared, and absolutely nothing has happened to the Ilia shade here. Let me know what you all see in the comments down below. Let me know if you've tried any of these shadows as well. Let me know if there are any tips and tricks that you could share with the rest of us. All right, and sorry, I totally forgot to turn on my mic. I guess that's what happens when you do a check-in at midnight after a full day of activities. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Please be sure to like the video if you enjoyed today's eyeshadow showdown. And be sure to hit that notification bell so that you are notified whenever there is a brand new upload. Thank you again for spending some time with me today, and I will see you in my next video. Bye. He very rarely howls. That is so weird.